everyone, I am Dayanli Sigundino, and for today's video, we will be talking about film in the Philippines. So first, what is a film? Film is also called motion picture or movie series of still photographs and film projected in rapid succession onto the screen by means of light. Because of the optical phenomenon known as persistence of vision, this gives the illusion of actual, smooth, and continuous movements. Film is also work of visual art that simulates experiences and otherwise communicates ideas, stories, perception, feeling, beauty, or atmosphere through the use of moving images. These images are generally accompanied by a sounds and more rarely other sensory simulation. The word cinema, short for cinematography, is often used to refer to filmmaking in a film industry. The possibilities of this medium created a new art form that was to become a powerful social and economic forces and a legacy of the 20th century of the world. Just as all modern art has been greatly influenced by technology, the transition from still photography came in the late 80s with the series photography and the invention of celluloid strip film. So what is celluloid strip film? It is a strip of transparent film based with plastic coating first being used for general photography. It was later the prime method of shooting and distributing motion pictures. These allowed successive still photos of a moving subject to be captured on a strip of film advancing through a single camera. Cinematograph was developed by French, a hand-cranked camera, printer, and projector, all in one that was lightweight enough to bring outside the studio.
Hi, I'm Jaya P. Carbona, the collaborative art of filmmaking. Filmmaking, because of its technical complexity, involves entire teams of artists, writers, and production experts, supported by technicians taking charge of the cameras, lighting equipment, set, props, costumes, and under the supervision of a film director. Film directing: he or she conceptualizes the scenes, directs the acting, supervises the cinematography, and finally the editing and sound dubbing. Clearly, the director does not all do this alone. Acting: film actors had to learn to express themselves without exaggerated facial expressions and gestures used on stage. But in the 1930s, actors learned to deliver their lines naturally. Cinematography: this captured the director's vision of each scene through camera placement and movement, lighting, and other special techniques.
Hi everyone, I am John Mark A. Medalio from Beta Lead to G1. Editing. This was joined by film editing, the art of selecting the precise sections of film. Sound editing was also developed as film began to include more ambitious production or set design. Underlying all this was the art production and set design. This created, in physical terms, through location, scenery, seats, lighting, costumes, and props. And the director should always lock the mental image of each scene. Film genres. The public response to motion picture was immediate and enthusiastic. With financial success came the rush to release more and more films in an ever wider variety, leading to the many films genres we know today. And it includes silent film, horror film, war and disaster films, thrillers or suspense films, film epics, class films, documentary films, comedy, tragedy, fantasy, historical and biographical art film, or indie.
And cut. Hi, this is Limart, and now we will continue the discussion about films. Did you know that most films made in the Philippines are in Tagalog? Sex and violence are major themes in films in the Philippines, which are often adaptations of American screen productions. Films in the Philippines are screened and censored by the Movie and Television Review and Classification Board, or known as the MTRCB. Filipinos began making films in 1919. However, it is vital to note that the Philippine film industry was founded on the initiative of foreign entrepreneurs. As early as 1897, two Swiss entrepreneurs offered cinema shows in Manila, regaling spectators with documentary films showcasing recent events and natural tragedies in Europe. Dalagang Bukid, early films dig into old theater forms for character types, plot twists and turns, common themes, and acting patterns. This established the trend of Philippine films being totally based on hugely popular dramas or zarzuelas. The traditional Filipino action movie was to emerge with a comedia to zarzuelas.
I am Angelo, and this is the continuation of our report. If the 1950s was a boom time, the next decade that followed was a downturn. In the 1960s, the foreign was previously banned from the Philippine theater screens because of sex. The bomba genre is another cinema genre that is possibly an incarnation of the time's revolution. This genre is probably the most well known of all, debuted at the end of the decade. The stormy years of the 1970s and 1980s brought both positive and negative changes. Many popular films in the 1990s were chop chop flicks, which were horrific dramas based on true murders. Film Da Vinci Code was banned in the Philippines in 2006, according to the Associated Press. In the Philippines, which has Asia's largest Christian population, the Manila City Council passed a resolution banning the film effective Friday. The Road is a 2011 Filipino psychological horror film directed by Yam Laranas, whose previous horror film Sigao. That's all, thank you.
That's all. Thank you.